Welcome aboard, it's Captain G. This is Newblood 12.7, January 1942, Italy. First, before we start Italy's turn, we have a little bit of housekeeping to take care of. In the turn with the Battle of Britain, during the non-combat moves, and this is probably off camera, but that's all right, the new submarine from the Dutch Navy that was in P-59 was a coastal sub, not a fleet sub, so it couldn't move 3 with the Anzac submarine. It could only move 1. So that coastal submarine is in P-61. The second was when the British task force moved over to A-51 and dropped off the motor rifle Anzac unit into the French Cameroon. It only had a movement of 2, and the port in Madagascar was not in the sea zone where the fleet was. So they have moved all of that surface action group to A-33, the destroyer, the
53.
battle... A-53, sorry. A-53, the destroyer, the battle cruiser, the transport, and its cargo. And they'll be able to land next turn. And then finally, with the battle for Northern England, there were issues with the modifier for the fortification, giving +2 on the infantry units for the first round. So militia would have rolled at a 4 instead of a 2, and the infantry would have rolled at a 6 instead of a 4. Plus, in the first round, Lancer Bull had made a comment about air superiority. That meant that the German fighters that hit that round actually killed 2 British fighters, not infantry, and that had impacts in the later rounds as well. So we went through, we counted every dice, we looked at which ones counted, which ones didn't, and we've set up this to be the final battle at the end of round 3. So at this stage in the game, with what Lancer Bolt had rolled already, the British have 1 medium armor and 1 fighter alive, an airborne unit and 2 mech that had taken hits that turn from the defending German fighters. And then there were 2 German infantry still alive because of the changes. Lancer Bolt had rolled 2 dice for the fortification, which no longer applied. But we tried to use the dice that he rolled at that time as much as possible. So we just applied those dice to those 2 infantry, which meant 1 got a hit, which is what he had counted at the time, 3 hits. So those are the 3 units. So what we have left to roll is the 4th German fighter that he thought was dead. We'll get a roll of defense for that. And then in that final round, he rolled again for all 4 of the 6s, and he rolled 2 2s, a 5, and an 11. But only 2 of those units are alive. So definitely 1 hit, and that killed 1 of the German infantry. And then out of the other 3 dice, 2 of the 3 were a hit as well. 1 was a miss. So you compare that to round 2 where all 4 were hit, and that was easy because all 4 counted. All 4 got a hit. 2 of them obviously counted. So this round, what we're going to do is we're going to roll 1 dice, and if it goes 1 to 8, which is 3 2/3, then it'll be a hit. If it rolls 9, 10, 11, 12, or 1/3, then it's a miss. And that will determine the second dice for that roll. And that will determine if this last German infantry is also a casualty or if he survives. So 1 to 8, he dies. 9, 10, 11, 12, it's a miss. That's a 4. So that's a hit. So we take off the miss and one of the hits that doesn't apply. So 2 hits for the British. That unit is also a casualty. So now the last roll in the battle, re-roll, is for the 4th German aircraft, which gets to roll against the 2 British attackers at a 6.
11.
11. So that's a miss. So, in going through this battle, obviously the force composition changed a lot from what Lancer Bolt thought he had. So the British are going to run away, and that pulls the armor and the fighter, the one surviving fighter, into southern England to live to fight another day. The 2 fighters, the 8 infantry, the militia are all dead, as well as the 2 mechs and the airborne. And on the German side, the transport, because the territory was not taken, is still alive. But all the German infantry and militia are dead. So what Germany has left, the fortification is not destroyed because the territory was not captured. And all 4 German aircraft are still alive as well. So 4 German aircraft, 1 British armor, 1 British fighter survived the battle for northern Britain. All right, so that takes care of housekeeping. Let's move on with Italy's turn. All right. Italy declares war on Greece. Similar to when Germany declared war on the Netherlands, Greece will align with the British. Looking at all the territories, Thessaly is the only one worth anything. So that 1 IPP, Great Britain will go up by 1. So they will go from 15 to 16 on the chart because they did not go up 3 because they did not take this. Okay. So right now, Great Britain is at 16, and all these forces, these Greek forces, are aligned with the British. Tech. So we've been rolling improved construction since turn 1. This is turn 12. We're 3 out of 11, which is terrible, but I think we're going to go 4 for 12. We're going to get it this time, and that will finish construction at a 7 or higher. Here we go.
1.
1. All right, we're 3 for 12. Maybe we'll go 4 for 13. That is terrible. All right, so we're going to go with we didn't get construction built. So production. Let me bring this over. They can see that, right? Mm-hmm. So Italy ended with 27 IPP. We're buying a fighter for 10, 1 marine for 4, 1 armor for 6. We're buying a railroad in a desert terrain. We're connecting Syria to southern Iraq. Well, it doesn't show up until we place units, but just so you know why it's 4, because it's desert. So that's 4, and then that leaves us 3 for the infantry. That is all 27, no remainder. 10, 16, 20, 10, 16, 20, 24, 27. Okay, set that aside and we'll come back to that. Combat. Now that we've declared war on Greece, we have 2 combats we're going to do in Africa. The first is from Cape Town. We have 1 infantry who's going to walk north to southwest Africa and take that territory unopposed. It's not worth any IPP, but we don't want territories for French or Allied air to land, so that's now part of the Roman Empire. Additionally, and this is worth IPP, we're going to move our African forces into Belgian Congo. So from Tanganyika, we have a colonial infantry and 2 infantry. From Rhodesia, 1 colonial infantry. From Sudan, 1 infantry and 1 artillery. And, we have 1 other battle that I forgot. And then the next battle is this motorized infantry from Sudan moving into Chad.
These also go into Congo.
Yes. And then for the Congo battle, because don't want to forget the air, thank you, Eggman, from Cape Town, 1 fighter and 1 TAC bomber. I just realized I didn't have that marked, and I wanted to not miss it. So that's an unopposed walk-in, not worth money, but we want to clear off the continent. Now, in Greece, the British aligned Greek Navy have a heavy cruiser. So we're sending this Italian task force, which consists of 2 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and a destroyer, from M8 to M7. We are leaving behind the damaged battle cruiser, which will finish its repairs at the end of the turn at the dockyard. And we're leaving behind the transport. From M9, where we have another heavy cruiser, we'll join that task force.
Light.
Is that light? It's a light cruiser, sorry. We'll join that task force. And then from M3, the new Pride of Italy, the new battleship will move 1, 2, and we'll also join that battle. So that naval battle will have that task force against that heavy cruiser. That's the first screening force battle. Assuming Italy can win that battle, then we have a transport in M9 picking up the Marine from Syria, the Marine from Cyprus, and moving from M9 into M7, and dropping off both Marines into Macedonia, where they have a militia. Also, not forgetting the air, from Sardinia Air Base, moving 1, 2, 3, 4, having 1 movement left. An Italian fighter will join that attack. The other transport coming out of Gibraltar, that's import in Gibraltar, at M1, taking the Marine, will move 1 to M6, pick up the Marine from Albania, and land him in Thessaly to attack those 2 infantry. Additionally, the units in Albania, 2 mountain infantry and 1 artillery, will attack the other fighter from Sardinia, flying 1, 2, 3, and having 2 left. I always have trouble with those markers. And then from Abyssinia at the air base, the medium bomber flying 1 to Eritrea, 2 to the Red Sea, 3 to M8, 4 to the Aegean Sea, and then 5 in Thessaly will join that battle. Okay. Macedonia, Thessaly, Cape Town, Belgian Congo. That's all of our combat. We are not doing any combat rating this turn, or convoy rating this turn. So let's roll. Let's do the Belgian Congo. It is a jungle terrain, and jungle terrain only modifies vehicle class units at a -2. We don't have any vehicle class. We have air and we have ground units. So we have an artillery, and the artillery is coming from Sudan. So it is not impacted by the river, but the infantry will be when it attacks. So this artillery will fire at a 3 for first strike, which could end the battle right here.
9.
Okay, 9. So the militia, no matter what, will get to defend. Let's roll the fighter at a 6. Let's jump to that and see if we can just kill it.
8.
Let's roll the attack bomber at a 7.
12.
Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. The 1 infantry coming from Sudan crossing a river in the first round attacks at a 1.
3.
All right. The colonial infantry and the infantry, we've looked at this border with all the lakes, but I don't see. Well, there's a river inside here, so we're gonna say that they have to cross this river to get to that roundel. So we have 3 more infantry and colonial infantry at a 1. No? All right, let's look at Rhodesia. So Rhodesia going roundel to roundel also crosses a river, so a 1.
Well, plus the artillery.
Plus the artillery, let's make him a 2. Outstanding, Eggman.
10.
Didn't matter. We need something to make him a 10. So now the Belgian Congo militia defends at a 2.
6.
All right. Let's try it again. Now everyone's through the river. They're traveling through the jungle. So now we have 2 3s and 1, 2, 3, 4 2s. So let's roll the 4 2s. We'll just go in order. Hopefully we'll get them 4 2s. The 2 colonial infantry and the 2 infantry at 2.
4, 5, 6, 9.
All right. He's still evading. It's a big territory. It's a lot of jungle. It's hard to find him. Let's artillery and the infantry elevated to a 3.
2, 4.
Got him. Now that we know where he is and he's wounded, let's see if we can finish him off. The fighter at a 6.
8.
Nope. The attack bomber at a 7.
1.
All right. So we got him. He defends at a 2. The militia in Belgian Congo.
9.
Outstanding. All right. So that takes care of the Belgian Congo. So England will go down 1 for that. And Italy will go up 1. Whew. That was a lot of effort for 1 IPP and a militia. Now let's do the screening force battle, because we need that to be victorious before the troops can land in that sea zone. So we have a destroyer at a 4, 3 light cruisers at 5s, 2 heavy cruisers at 6, and a battleship at 8. So let's roll the destroyer at a 4.
4.
All right, so there's a hit. Now let's pile on. 3 light cruisers at 5.
1 hit.
Okay. 2 heavy cruisers at 6.
5, 6.
2 hits. And the battleship at 8.
3.
All right, so we got him. He took a lot of hits. And the Greek heavy cruiser defends at a 6.
5.
All right, so we'll take a hit on our battleship, which I'll just borrow this one because this guy's going to be repaired. I'll move it over here. So that's success. And the screening force, so that means the transport can land in Macedonia, dropping off the 2 Marines. It is mountainous. All of Greece is mountainous. So the Marines are attacking at 1s. So 2 1s for the Marines.
1, 7.
I was just going to say, I bet the Marines get 2 1s. They fought very well, the Marines, and they can never rely on the air and the Axis side. All right, Ura Marine. Let's see if the air can support them.
11.
No, of course not. The Marines know better. Oh, I love a Marine. All right, the militia defending at a 2.
8.
Outstanding. Go Marines. So the Italians take Macedonia. It's not worth anything, but it falls into the Roman Empire. Now let's go into Thessaly, where there are 2 mountain infantry who will be defending at 5s. But we have 2 Marines going ashore at 1s. We have 2 mountain infantry unimpacted by the mountains, so they're both attacking at 2s. One of them will be elevated by the artillery, and the artillery itself will be attacking at a 2 first strike.
4.
Okay, so it misses. So let's do the 2 1s for the Marines coming ashore. All right, we got their normal hit, but they doesn't work for mountains, so those are both misses. We have the mountain at a 2.
2.
That's 1 hit. Outstanding mountain infantry. And then the elevated mountain at a 3.
4.
He misses. All right, and now the fighter at a 6.
10.
Medium bomber at a 7.
5.
All right. All right, so the Air Force stepping up. So the 2 mountain infantry defend at 5s. So 2 5s.
10, 7.
Good, because those would have been hits against the Marines because of the amphibious assault. So the Marines survive, and Italy takes Thessaly with no casualties. So that moves Italy up 1 and Great Britain down 1. So that's all of our battles this turn, all of our combat. And the net result is Congo and Thessaly will move Italy up 2 and Great Britain down 2. Now let's do non-combat. We're going to land all of our air in Albania, right next door to Greece. They all have 1, and Albania borders both of those Greek territories. Now, the militia on the island of Crete and the infantry on the island of Peloponnesia, at least as far as we can tell, it's an island. It doesn't look like it's directly connected to Thessaly. Let me know if someone says it is, but it doesn't look to be. They are both controlled by Great Britain, as I said. So I will put British roundels there, but neither of them are worth any IPP. All right, so non-combat. We landed our air. We are going to move this infantry. We're going to rail him down to from northern Italy to southern Italy. And we are going to, let me get these out of the way. We're going to move our Atlantic submarine from A38 to from A48 to A46. And what that does between the German sub in 45 and the Italian sub in 46, the Allies can send Lend-Lease to France, but the Axis will get an interdiction roll to try to sink it at interdiction roll rates, which is, I think, even chance. All right, that is all of our. Did I miss any non-com? Oh no, yeah. I got this.
These
non-com.
need to land.
Yeah, but I didn't land these guys. They're landing in Sudan. Forgot those with the air, and then the 2 infantry in Transjordan will move into southern Iraq, and the entire task force in Syria will also move into southern Iraq, which is 2 artillery, 1 infantry, and 1 colonial infantry. So altogether, that's 3 infantry, colonial infantry, 2 artillery. The battleship's not moving, but this transport then is moving with the port 1, 2, 3 going up to M5 and going up into this port in northern Italy. It is in port. I'll put an import icon on that and put him.
You take this one.
Import. Oh yeah, there's no one there, so that'll be the new port 5. I like these little sub pen things from HBG. Okay, any other? We said we're going to rail him from Western Egypt. We're going to use, this is our Africa rail as opposed to our Europe rail, and rail him into the Middle East and up to Syria. And he can walk in either way. So we did the 2 transports. We did the fleet. And we did the sub. We did that guy. So I think that's it. I don't think there's anything left for Italy. Let's place units. The railroad was constructed between Syria and north or south? You want south? Because south connects here. So let's just...
Sure, south.
All right. So Syria to southern Iraq. The fighter in northern Italy. The armor, medium armor in northern Italy. The marine and the regular infantry in northern Italy. Again, no IPP saved. All right, let's go over to the income chart and show the results. Okay. You good? So we had moved, as we said, Great Britain up 1 for Greece when we declared war. But Italy took Belgian Congo and Thessaly, and the UK goes down, Belgian Congo and Thessaly. So they're back to 14. Again, they didn't take Northern England, so they're not up the 3 that they thought they were. All right, so that means Italy ends at 23. They get bonuses. They have 6 for Gibraltar, Suez, and no enemy warships in the Mediterranean. So 23 plus 6, Italy will have 29 IPP. Next turn, that completes the Italian round. Next up will be the US and the KMT. For Eggman, I'm Captain G. Over and out.